Got my drink. Mimosa.
Oh my goodness. It's a Tuesday. What do you
Yeah.
like? Do you think you're on a cruise?
Well, I didn't get to go on the cruise, so I have to do something.
I know. So did you drink all last week too?
No. You mean just
No.
like randomly
Like
by
when
myself?
yeah, I don't know. So now you're drinking. So now that I'm back, you're
No.
like,
Yeah, now that you're back, have to celebrate.
I didn't know I just saw a whole bunch of beers in the fridge over there. I was like, I didn't know we had a bunch of beers. I was looking for juices or Gatorades for the girls, but I saw the beers. I was like, yeah, because I was doing beer mimosas on the cruise one day. It was nice.
Oh,
I would order a beer and then a little tiny, like, I just want this much orange juice on the bottom of the
yeah.
glass. And they're like, okay. I'm like, it's like a beer mimosa, like a mimosa but
Yeah.
beer. And they're like, oh, like you've never heard that? Am I the only one?
They just don't understand culture, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a good trip. But we're back, and I was excited to
Yeah.
see this one. And unfortunately, y'all screwed me and gave me a spoiler in the group chat.
Well,
I was
okay, you
like,
have to
damn
avoid the
it.
chat. You have to
I
avoid the
couldn't.
chat.
I
I
got
had to
back
do it last
in.
time.
And I did we didn't spoil it. We didn't.
You didn't spoil it?
Uh,
What do you mean? You just said you got a spoiler. So did you or did you not look at the group chat?
no, when you were gone, we didn't spoil it in the group chat.
Right.
Yes, but
Well, okay.
I did
You
get a
can,
spoiler though, and I didn't turn off that one because I just didn't. And then
sorry.
you turn on your phone and it's like ding 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 ding
Right.
ding, and I'm like,
That's
oh
true.
no. And then I saw Bianca's name. I'm like, oh well. And then then it's like, okay, well, I don't know how it happened. So I'm like, I was
Right.
surprised to see Bianca. I was probably more surprised to see Bianca in the chat than if I would have actually seen it.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
every single week this season, I have been shocked to find out who is getting voted off. Like
me
it's
too.
never, it's not, it's the most unpredictable season yet,
Hmm.
or,
It
in a
is.
while.
Yeah. It is. We
So,
haven't been right about our predictions at all.
no,
So,
we're 0 for 0,
yeah. Yeah.
and I don't see that changing.
No, I don't think it's going to change. I think it's going to be surprising. Now I'm like, do we even do predictions? We're already like -4.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to be clever doing all that scoring, but I'm like, nope, we'll never win. We're just like,
Well, we have to keep doing our predictions, but I'll ask Jeremiah now too to give a prediction for next week. We can
okay.
add his in.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have
Maybe
more people. I
one
can
of us
ask.
has to get it right 1 week.
I know, I know. We have to try not to pick the same person too. But okay, so let's do a little summary of our episode. What are we on? Survivor season 48, episode 5,
Mhm.
Survivor Thoughts. I'm Gina.
Here we go. I'm Lisa, and I can't wait to talk about this episode because it was so dramatic,
Yeah.
not in a bad way,
Mm-mm.
but very dramatic.
Yeah. So who went home last? Was it Thomas?
Hmm.
So they get back and Bianca saw at the reward challenge that Thomas is gone, so she's kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
That was her number one. It was so
Yeah.
this whole thing with the whole Bianca thing, I still don't really understand how this episode got voted out. Like
I
how
don't understand
was that?
either.
I want to blame Cedric, honestly. I'm like, I know
Yes.
Cedric is gonna
Yeah.
screw this vote up.
Yeah. That's what
I
we were saying too.
actually
Yeah.
cannot stand Cedric. He's the worst player.
I know.
I
And the thing
hate
is that
him.
like through the whole episode, everyone was super annoyed with Say and like
Mhm.
wanting just like sick of her because genuinely she was being really annoying.
Well,
And we're like, finally, people are gonna like vote her off. It's finally gonna happen
yes.
this episode. And then for no reason, well, really the only reason I think they got rid of Bianca was that was that she's the only former purple person on that team. So they were
Yeah.
like, oh, let's eliminate her. She doesn't have an ally here from her old team. And then they thought that they could just weaken that former purple tribe. But like she was like the least threatening person
Mhm.
possible. And it was just a waste of a vote, I think. and I don't
especially with
understand why they did
Stay
it.
there and
And the
Cedric. Those I
yeah,
would have eliminated both of those for Bianca.
right. And the vote seemed very chaotic. Like no one really was on the same page. It just kind of
Oh.
ha act like it kind of barely ended up being Bianca, but it's not like everyone was like on the
Mm.
same page anyways. So
So since Bianca didn't have a vote, she couldn't play her shot. Yeah, because you give up your vote to play. Couldn't even play her shot in the dark.
I know. Yeah,
She
because she
got,
didn't see it coming.
yeah, she got screwed.
So
She got screwed by those dice
yeah,
in the last episode. Yeah, that was so weird. And Cedric totally messed it up because I know
right.
Cedric voted for her, but who else voted for her?
Christine.
Christy. Interesting. Yeah, because Mitch looked surprised.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
thought,
just Christy and Cedric. Say didn't even vote for her.
yeah, say voted for who? Christy?
I think so, yeah. But yeah, I just don't understand how Say is still in this game. Because like remember at the first challenge, just the reward challenge for the brunch thing, um, when the other teams won, they're just excited and they're like, "Yay, we won!" And then Say's like, it's extremely rude for you to
I
be
know.
celebrating." Like, and like everyone thought she would like everyone hated that. No, like even her own team was like,
Yeah.
and then immediately she like goes back to the camp and eats all the fruit that's left. And,
Mhm.
and
As
she had told them like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit out this challenge because I'm tired." Like
I
as if
know. I'm like, you
anyone else
should
is
not
not in
say
the same boat.
that. Like you
Yeah.
should
So
not.
that's why I just
Everyone's
can't
tired.
believe she's still there.
Everyone is
And
you don't do that. That was more
that's
annoying, I
why,
think, than her little comment about the whole winning thing to
yeah,
Mary. But
I know.
you think Mary did that on purpose?
Celebrated?
Hmm.
No, I don't think so. I think they were all just genuinely excited to win.
I
And then I
know.
think
But
Mary was
Mary,
probably like kind of glad that Say said that in a way because she's like, finally, like everyone can see
no,
what
I think
she's
she did that
like.
on purpose to throw her to,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But
because
it's fun
she
either
did
way.
really exclaim and like really
Right.
stuff. I'm like, dang, you could have just been like, yeah, we're happy or we love our team or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
she like went on and on and you know,
Yeah.
I think she did it. And then when
Maybe
Say did
so.
her little thing, she's like, mm-hmm, see,
Yeah.
everybody.
She's like, see what she's like? She's a
Yeah,
monster.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I did think that that reward looked good though. Like as we were watching that, like
Oh my
we were
gosh.
drooling over the food even.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
want a ham and cheese sandwich.
I know croissants, those are the
Yeah,
best.
croissant. Oh.
Did you
And
see?
then David with his milk. I was like,
Uh-huh.
yes, I'm all about this.
Milk. I know. And he's like, it
I would
wasn't
be
any of that.
like
It was
him.
whole milk. I could tell. None of that 2% crap. That's what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so proud. I was like, I just like you more and more every week.
Hmm. Yeah, that's Matt's guy. Matt's like,
Yeah, that's right.
yes, milkman.
Yeah. The milkman.
Yeah, so that was a good reward. And then so it's David and all the girls. He's like literally just carrying that team.
I feel
Gosh,
like their whole team is doing really well though, because they are good at puzzles. Like I think their whole
I
team
think
is good
Mary
at
does
challenges
good.
and
Is it Mary on that team? Yeah, Mary does
yes.
good. Eva does good. Who
Yeah.
else? Stars, okay. But you know who is annoying and is dragging ass is,
Charity.
yeah, Charity. She was behind the boat when they were trying to pull it in. She
Hmm.
didn't even help lift it or do anything. She just stood there and watched.
Hmm.
And what else did she do? She was the last on something too, something else. Like she's just like a
Yeah.
little like nothing. She's just a big, tall, like with the drag her ass around. And she's kind of
Yeah.
mean. She's kind of mean to David
Is she?
and
I
fake.
don't think I caught that.
And then Eva's
Well,
like, oh,
yeah,
I
Eva
think
was like, I think
she's
she's
so
super
fake.
fake.
I'm like, don't
I
say
have
it.
not picked up on the fake part, but I think I just also haven't seen much of her. Like I haven't
Well, if
like
you
really seen her.
rewatch the that episode and just do the reward when they're eating all that stuff, and then Cassidy starts to like cry and be like, I'm so grateful, like you guys did everything, and I'm
Hmm.
just, I'm like, yeah, you did nothing. You sat out on that challenge. And then the
Oh
first
yeah.
one you sucked at.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
true.
Just like, she's kind of annoying. She would
Yeah.
annoy me. But I really like Eva. I like Eva's growing on me, and Mitch is growing on me.
Yeah, Mitch is actually amazing at challenges. Like
Mhm.
anything that involves throwing a ball, he's like kills it.
Dude, he was the one doing it all on that tribe.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's really, really good.
Hmm.
So that's impressive. Um, but yeah, we should talk about the incident.
Yeah, at the challenge.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
because
immunity
I think that's
challenge.
where we're at. That was right after the reward, and we talked about that. So we're right at the challenge. Did anything happen before that challenge, though, besides the reward? Okay, so we're at the reward.
Something silly.
Mm-mm. Oh, well, they had the purple, tri or is it the green tribe? Kyle, Camilla, what's their names? Joe, and they had like their little family talk about, and then they were flashing photos of their families. That
Oh,
happened.
yes.
So they were all bonded. They're like a type
Mhm.
four now. So we're gonna see what happens with that because Joe, so that happened, right? So that's four of them.
Mhm.
It's Kyle, what's his name again? Hashin,
Kyle, Joe, Shaheen, and
Shaheen, and
Camilla.
Camilla. So all four of them
Yeah.
are a type four. So Joe just said he's a type four with them. And then he just showed his cards at this right after, at this
Yeah.
next episode or at this next challenge.
But he said he was willing to throw his game away. So,
I know.
and it's such a, I mean, yeah, we can talk about what happened, but
So they have
it's
to
a
go.
really tricky situation
It is. It's gonna be interesting.
because,
So
yeah.
they're pulling these boats in. They take the chest, they get the keys, they have to dig under. Oh, they have to do the braid, dig under
Hmm.
a log, which looked really hard.
Yeah,
The
that
hard,
did look
the
hard. The
yeah.
braid part I thought was so easy, but people were the one team like because if you keep the rope tight, it's so easy to just like see which one is which. But the one team was keeping them so loose that they couldn't tell like what needed to go where. And
Yeah, that's bad management. Like, come on. Have you ever
yeah,
vacuumed before? Pick up your cord.
yeah, yeah,
Anyway, I would be good at that. Me, my mom,
yeah.
and you.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Easy.
yeah, yeah. It's true. That was funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, that last part was like the table they have to hold, and they have four
Yes.
balls that they have to like teeter-totter through this little maze on the board till it
Hmm.
gets to the end and falls into a little hole.
Yep. And
And
every person had to make a like
yeah, one person from each team had to get a ball in. So
so
you
that's
couldn't
like
just have
super
some
stressful.
ringer on your team do all of it.
No, yeah. Like
Yeah, it's
Mary.
like
Did you see
normal.
Mary do it?
Yeah,
Like
she was crazy.
did you just didn't know that? It's just funny. She just looks so like yeah.
Right,
I just love it. Her little
right. So this
uh,
is where Eva starts like freaking
yeah.
out because she is trying to do this and she keeps messing up. And so you can just see her slowly, like you can see the panic like rising and the frustration rising in her.
Yep.
And she's just getting so like frustrated by it.
Like
And at
worked
this
up,
point,
worked up and yeah.
yeah, and at this point, the green team who Joe is on, they had already finished. So they
Hmm.
were just watching, and it
Yeah.
was down to the two other teams.
Yeah.
So Joe is just watching her, and you can tell that he's like feeling really
Yeah.
bad and he's like wanting to like help her, but he can't. So yeah, she's just like kind of losing it. But she gets through it and she finishes it still before the other team. So they
Yeah.
win immunity. But she is obviously really relieved, but she just starts kind of like I
She's
think
like
like the relief.
hyperventilating,
Yeah, I think
like
the relief
having
of it
panic
and
attack,
everything like just made her like she
something.
was already like freaking out about not finishing it, but then when she did finish it, then I think like all of the relief and just like the like it was just too much emotion, and
Yeah.
she just kind of like started freaking out, and so she just started kind of like scream crying,
Hmm.
and and I thought everyone seemed very like chill about it, considering that no one knew her
Yeah, everyone was like,
situation.
she'll stop
Everyone was
eventually.
very was yeah, everyone was like very like calm,
Yeah, letting
which was cool,
her, yeah. But
but anyways,
then
and
Jeff
Je
lets them hug, which is interesting because how would he know? But apparently he's watching the spy cams because,
right,
or someone told him like, hey,
right. Or
let
you could also
Joe.
just kind of see that Joe was very like, like I don't
Yeah,
want to
but
go over there,
yeah,
but I don't
mhm.
know.
Someone knew there was insight there. Yeah, but then it was all good, and they did their little
Hmm.
breathing exercises.
Yep, and then she tells the whole show that she has
Uh-huh.
autism,
And then
and then
Jeff
everyone,
cries.
yes, which I don't think I've ever seen him cry.
No, that's never happened
So that's
before.
a first.
Yeah, and on the podcast, the one that he's on, he's like, I was trying really hard not to cry, but it you can
Yeah,
see him trying not to cry.
I think like everyone on the show is crying,
Yeah,
practically.
yeah. Yeah, he said there's a lot of like cast members like um
Hmm.
all into it and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool moment.
Yeah, but given that, I am now like, well, yes, Joe's showing his cards now. Everyone knows he's super tight with her.
What's Camilla gonna
They,
say? She's gonna be the
what,
first one.
right. And the thing is it's like with her situation, I feel like people might almost hold back from being savage and trying to like get one of them off, like out of the game because they feel, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like this weird
It's too
situation.
mean. Right now, it's too mean.
Yeah,
That's too
it's too mean
mean.
right now.
Like we need to
Yeah.
wait at least three, but then they're gonna merge.
But
So
it's like she cannot get to the end. Like people cannot let her get to the
well,
end because
Joe
she'll win.
either. So if both
Right.
of them, who would I know? I
So
know. We'll
it's
see.
interesting.
I know. I'm excited for the next, just because of all this. I'm excited to see what Camilla has to say. I want to see what the hell they're gonna do with Sai again. I'm like, oh, is she gonna go? She has to go next. She has to be the first one out on the merge, right?
Yeah.
Right? Or Cedric. Ugh, he's the worst.
Yeah. I mean, say she has to be kicked out soon. Like, how can people keep putting up with
No,
her?
I
She's so
know.
rude
No, yeah.
and bossy.
She's
And she was saying
awful.
that about Christy. She was like, Christy just wants to like tell everyone what to do, and I can't have that. I'm
I
like,
know. I'm like, whatever.
because you
I
want
mean,
to
I
be the
can
only
see
one
how
telling
that
people
is
what to do.
annoying, but
But it's just
Say's
because
so
she wants to
annoying.
be the only bossy person around. She can't handle someone else
No,
doing it.
she can't handle anything.
And I don't think Christy's even a bossy person.
Mm-mm.
I think like she
Like
just
that
was
whole
like, hey, can
interaction,
you share the fruit? And then Sai's like,
she
woo.
wasn't even saying that. She was just asking
Yeah.
questions like, "Oh, are you gonna eat that? How
Hmm.
many are left?"
Right.
Like, it wasn't even anything.
Yeah.
But because she was guilty, she knew she probably shouldn't be putting her shit in the, getting
Right.
anything for doing nothing. But I don't know. I feel like having food around camp just has like an extra drama to it
Hmm.
because it's just
Well, and Say came from a camp with like nothing. Remember? Because when the new
yeah.
green tribe arrived at that camp, they were like, what is this?
Yeah, because they didn't have anything. So
Yeah.
they never won. Anyway, so yeah, we get through all the Joe and um what's her name? Eva stuff
Diva
at the
drama. Yeah.
beach. And then what else? Then what happens?
Then basically tribal.
Oh, well, then what happens
Mm.
is like the purple tribe. Is it purple? I can't tell the colors anymore. Eva and Star,
Yeah, purple.
David's tribe with all the girls. They go back to camp and they're loving on Eva and they ask about, or Star brings up her idol and
Hmm.
then they figure it out, or Eva figures it out, and then Star
Yeah.
gives her idol to Eva.
Yeah.
So is that a good move? Is that a
So this
bad
is what
move?
I'm
What do you think
saying is
about
like
that?
I'm calling it the Eva effect is
Hmm.
already happening where like people are going to start making the wrong choices for themselves in the game because they feel bad is
Yeah.
what I think. And it's going to
Um,
change the situation.
you think that so good move or bad move? Or
I think it's a
stuck?
bad move.
Okay,
I think
well,
it's I think
I
it's
think
basically always a bad move I think it's a bad move, especially in that situation, because they are not actually friends. They've never been friends or allies or anything. So
Mhm.
it's not even like,
Yeah, but Star doesn't have anything. Star, that's her closest ally right now. That's the only one from her previous tribe. Star
right.
doesn't really make friends very quickly, apparently, right?
No. No, that's
Um,
true. But and it
anyway,
could solidify some. I mean, maybe giving her the idol will solidify an alliance, and that would be good.
or at least a little
But
bit of sympathy or protection from Eva. She has a lot of people loving her right now. If she says, "Don't vote out Star," they'll be like,
that's
"Oh,
true.
Eva doesn't want Star out, then that's not an option."
But it's still a gamble because then Eva could be like,
It
"Thanks for
is.
the idol. I
But
still don't like you. Goodbye."
I don't think
You
that's
know?
gonna be Eva's. That's not Eva. That'd be a Psy move.
Yeah, that's true.
Not, I don't think an Eva move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she could still could. She still could, and she could give it to someone without telling anyone. The thing is with the idol right now, the one that she gave to Eva, is everyone knows about it. So everyone knows that
Mhm.
Eva so has an idol. So we know she's gonna be safe. They could flush it and tell her that, and they, flush it out, and then she won't
Mhm.
have an idol. But if she gives it to someone without telling, then it becomes even more powerful because no one knows about it or no one knows
That's
who has it,
yeah,
especially when the
that's
merge
true.
is coming up. But I don't think I think it was a good move for Star to do that. I think she's in good graces. She can, she'll be like, "Hey, like I'm friends with Eva, Joe. Do you want to talk to me?" Like she has more
Mhm.
in on the crowd now if Eva's her friend.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Interesting. So I thought that was interesting, which doesn't matter anymore because they don't go to tribal. It was what team goes to tribal? The orange team? I don't even know what
Yeah.
color they are. Cedric, Cy,
Yeah, orange team.
Bianca, Christy, and Mitch. And a bunch of stuff happens and they end up voting out Bianca. And it was really
Mhm.
surprising,
Yeah, it was.
like
And
super
no, nobody
surprising.
voted the same way. It was just
I
she
won't,
only got voted out by like one vote. It's not
I
like
wasn't like
everyone.
surprised. I was like, I wasn't like super surprised. I was like, oh, okay, but because it would have gone to a tie and she would have been basically safe but she didn't have a vote. So I don't know the point of voting her out. Like, who cares? If
Right.
you wanted Psy out, you could still do that.
Yeah. And again, like
Especially
I don't know why
Christy,
Bianca told
Christy,
anyone.
like,
Yeah,
and Mitch. That's the only two, they only needed two votes.
right.
And
And I don't know why
Cedric,
Bianca told anyone that she didn't have a vote because she didn't need to tell anyone that. And I think that's why she got voted out. I think that's why. Because once people realized that she didn't have a
yeah,
vote, and I'm like, you didn't have to say that. It didn't benefit you in any way to say that.
nope, not at
Like,
all. It didn't benefit her at all.
no. I think she thought that
It
telling
wouldn't have
someone would,
benefited her. Yeah, why would she
no, I think she
let him?
thought that it would make them take pity and like not vote for her. But I'm like, it just made them realize that you're a sitting duck and that's why you got voted out. So,
Yeah, because
yeah.
Mitch and Christy were all in. Maybe it's because they didn't want to go to Rocks. I don't know. Anyway, that was weird and that happened.
It
I'm
was weird. And
interested to
Christy was all like,
see.
"Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I can't believe she got voted out.
Really?
Oh my
Christy did
gosh."
that? I don't remember that. Let me see.
Yeah.
That's
She
freaking
was like,
annoying.
"That's rough.
That's
That's
uh,
rough."
that's annoying because it's obvious
Yeah.
who voted. Well, it wasn't to me. I didn't know who voted. That's
I
why I
didn't
was
know
like,
till the end when they showed who
yeah,
voted. And
you
then I was like,
cannot.
wait, why was she acting like that? And she voted for him.
Yeah, that's weird. All right. All right. Well, next episode, let's do our predictions real quick. Um,
Well, based on the preview, is the merge happening next episode?
I think so. Yeah, right?
Okay.
I saw it like, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think so. So in that case, it really could be anyone. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just gonna say again. I keep voting for her. I keep predicting her no matter what.
Last time you said Camilla and Star,
Oh, Star. Okay.
and then I said Charity or Star. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say because if they end up going to the merge at the beginning of the episode, I think that Say is going to genuinely piss someone off,
I
like
think so
enough
too.
people.
Yeah, and it won't
Yeah.
even matter for Cedric.
And I don't think she's going to win an immunity challenge. So,
No, no.
yeah.
Frick. All right, me too. I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. All right, so we're both at like -4. We haven't gotten any of them right. All right.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get right this time. Jeremiah said he didn't have a prediction because he didn't remember what happened this time.
Really?
So
He
we'll
doesn't
see.
remember.
We'll see what happens.
He's not even gonna.
But
Okay, well, I guess let me ask Matt real quick. Matt, who do you think's gonna get voted out in Survivor next?
Fuck yeah. Sigh, whatever the hell that.
Say?
Yeah, say.
He says say too.
nice.
Jeez. All right. She better be out of here.
Yeah. I'm sick of her sticking
And
around.
if it's
I don't
not
know how
say,
she's surviving.
if
Uh-huh.
it's not say, I'd be happy with Cedric. He's gonna be my second one.
Yeah, I would be happy with Cedric as well. But I'm gonna say Charity for my second person.
Um, cool. Okay. So if we, okay, cool. Okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean all of us so far are still in the game as far as like you, Matt, me, Jeremiah, Sylvia. Um,
My dad,
yep.
Harry, Matt's mom,
Hmm.
Le not Lisa and Sarah,
Yeah, Emily, Jim,
Emily,
Tiffany,
Jim and
Sam.
Tiffany,
Yeah,
Sam,
Jacqueline.
and Jacqueline.
Yeah. So the only people so far who have lost their person is Joe, Kayla, Jacob, Mark, and your mom.
Um,
So I keep feeling like we're so far into the season, but we're really not. Like there's still so many people left to go.
there
But
is,
also, I don't know, like I feel like the season's going slow, but also quickly. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah,
yeah,
because we've
it
already
is.
been through 5 weeks, which is
I
crazy.
know, I
Or
know,
no, yeah, 5.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, this week was kind of weird because, I missed last week, so we had to do kind of like two this week
Yeah,
because it's already tomorrow is going to
I
be
know.
episode 6.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. All right. Well, Lisa,
Huh?
try to survive out there.
I will. You too.